Hey, remember that Teen Titans cartoon from the early 2000s? The one that was on at the same time as that really awesome Justice League cartoon, but for some reason had nothing to do with the Justice League cartoon? Well, here's a fun little fact about the Teen Titans cartoon. If you like that cartoon, you're wrong. And I'm actually going to sit here and demonstrate why, objectively, it was a bad cartoon. But first, let's address some of the more subjective reasons. I personally don't like the Teen Titans cartoon. And actually, in my opinion, it's one of the worst DC cartoons ever made. Really, the only thing that's worse than it is that god-awful abortion Beware the Batman, and maybe that Barbie superhero cartoon that's out now or something, where it's like DC superhero girls or something, where they're all in like, all of DC's female characters are in middle school or something for some reason. Although I think that might be technically better, because I think it actually succeeds in what it's trying to do, unlike Teen Titans. But we'll get to that shortly. But the more subjective reasons I don't like it is, for one thing, it was on at the same time as the Justice League cartoon, and it was nowhere near as good. And yet somehow it ended up being more popular. But also, I just don't think the Animu style and the obnoxious J-pop theme song of Teen Titans is really all that appropriate for the source material. Teen Titans, go! 1, 2, 3, 4, go! Teen Titans! But there's actually more objective reasons why this cartoon is absolute shit. The first I'm going to go over, and this doesn't actually matter as much as the next one after this, but Teen Titans was baby's first superhero cartoon. And actually, when Teen Titans was in production, almost immediately after Justice League, they started making a Teen Titans cartoon. And originally Bruce Timm was tied to it, and it was going to have Bruce Timm's awesome art style instead of the fucking Animu shit that it ended up having. But it was originally going to be tied into the Justice League cartoon, a spin-off of it. And it ended up becoming its own thing, which is really the biggest thing that ruined it. And I'll get to that in a minute. I remember seeing interviews where they actually, like creators on the show, shortly before it came out, actually admitted that they were shooting for a younger demographic than the Justice League cartoon. Something like 3 or 4 years younger, basically. It was baby's first superhero cartoon. It was watered down. It was safe. All the rough edges were sanded off. To the point where the main villain of the Teen Titans cartoon, they changed the name of him. Well, they didn't technically change the name. They got rid of the supervillain name and only kept his actual last name, Slade. And do you know why they got rid of the supervillain name of Deathstroke? You might be thinking that was some sort of artistic reason. No, they got rid of it because they were aiming the show for such a young demographic. They were afraid to say the word death. Again, baby's first superhero cartoon. But here's the real reason the Teen Titans cartoon is absolute shit, and why it is, in my opinion, I'm going to say DC's second worst superhero cartoon, because it fails at being a Teen Titans cartoon. It is an adaptation that completely misses the central point of the thing it's meant to be an adaptation of. You can look at something like that god-awful, what is it even called? The superhero girls or something, where it's like Barbie superhero girls or something, where like Wonder Woman and Batgirl and Supergirl and for some reason Harley Quinn are all like in high school together or some shit like that. But while I've never seen that, mind you, that at least looks like it sort of succeeds in what it's trying to do, which is just be, Barbie's fucking superhero girl shit. But Teen Titans fails at being a Teen Titans cartoon. Ironically enough, years later, a cartoon named Young Justice would come along and actually succeed where Teen Titans failed. But the reason Teen Titans fails is because it misses the central point of the Teen Titans as a concept. Because the Teen Titans cartoon completely removes the adult mentor heroes out of the picture. The Justice League is never mentioned in that show. Near as I can tell, the Justice League doesn't exist in that universe. Batman, I guess, kind of exists. We hint around to him one time that I've ever seen in the show, where I guess Slade, because again, you can't say death because it'll make the babies watching this show cry, but Slade is trying to be like a dark father figure to Robin, like trying to get Robin to be his protege, and he's like, I already have a mentor. And then in the background you see bats flying across the screen or something. Like, we're not even allowed to say Batman. We have to remove him so much from the fucking equation. Well, that scene, which could have been well done, ends up falling flat because you can't really contrast a dark father figure when you don't have the more positive mentor role model. And I realize Batman is dark in and of himself, but, you know, he's not evil. So this thing fails. It fails at its central premise of the Teen Titans. The Teen Titans as a concept are teen superheroes trapped in the shadow of the adult superhero, learning to one day be the Justice League. You've completely missed the point when you remove the Justice League from the universe. So yeah, ultimately, many of my problems with the Teen Titans cartoon stem from just my own taste, I suppose. I don't care for the Animu shit. I don't care for the J-pop theme song. I don't care for the watered-down nature of it. And I think it absolutely pales in comparison to any of the Bruce Timm animated DC Universe shows. In fact, I think even most of the other DC, as I said, basically only Beware the Batman is worse. But also, at a fundamental level, it fails at the exact thing it's attempting to do, and that's be a Teen Titans cartoon, because it misses the central point of the thing it's adapting. At that point, I don't know what else to say to you. I realize a lot of you are going to get mad at this because, you know, you were watching it when you were 10 years old and you popped your first boner to Raven or Starfire or something, and that's all well and good. But if you want a good Teen Titans cartoon, go watch Young Justice.